Go. All right. Good evening, everyone. We'll get going. It's 7 o'clock, 7:01. So we'll get started with our fourth and final Maine speaker series Zoom sessions. Tonight, our speaker is Al Battista. Al is the lead NBA scout for the Eastern region. He's looking for talent every day, day and night, for officials to officiate in the G League in view of officiating in the WNBA and the NBA. In his spare time, he is the interpreter of Board 12 in DC and the Maryland State interpreter. He was the interpreter of the West Virginia Conference from 1990 through 2013 and has been an IABO member for 45 years. Al has 2 daughters and 3 grandchildren. Tonight, he's going to break down some video for us and talk about trail positioning and fast break coverage. And I guarantee that if you have never heard him before, you will remember Al. There is no one who knows the NFHS, NCAA men and women's and NBA rules as well as Al Battista. So we are in for a treat tonight. Al, take it away. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. It's an honor to be on this call today, and thank you for inviting me. Today, everybody, we're going to look at some tape. And when I review tape, there's 2 ways of looking at tape. There's what one is developing a referee and starting good habits. The other way is to just look at plays to see if they're right or wrong, which is more for maybe a supervisor to do or a game reviewer. But I'm going to show you some things tonight just for development and start creating good habits. And from this, you can start coming up with ideas how to get better as well. So let's look at the first clip. Okay, so could we go back to the beginning, Julie? I'm sorry.
No problem. You tell me where to start and stop.
Yeah. Okay, now, yeah, that's good right there. Everybody, you can't see the lead in this, but anytime you go from trill to lead, okay, find the last defender or the defender that can hurt you the most. Forget about the ball. The ball is not going to hurt you, okay? And this is a great picture too. Look at your center. Where's the center watching? The center is watching the ball right now, which is okay, but the center should pick up that defender first and then find the dribbler probably on the corner of your eye. And this is going to take practice, and that's called officiating 70% defense and 30% offense. And our trail, it basically is actually right now refereeing a 2-on-2 game in the backcourt and just has to be aware. And this is a really good clip. So here we go. And our lead gets to the spot and is ready, and she's there, and she makes a good call, and she's got a nice sequence. The only thing I would say with this, just for practice, no one's perfect, she makes a good call, good strong mechanics, but let's go back again to that part. And then we're going to do 3 drills. Okay, so could we just back up a little bit? Okay, that right now, she's got to get on this defender. Right now, right there. That's who she has to get on. Again, the ball's not going to hurt her. Here we go. Very good. Actually, she does it really well. Really good patience. Okay, so let's go back up to the beginning now, everybody, and we're gonna run it fast. And that's the person I want you to pick up that defender as quick as possible. Here we go. That defender who just took that charge. Here we go. Get to her, get to her, get to her. Look how easy it is. So when you find the last defender or the defender that can hurt you the most as soon as possible, it's going to be really easy to get these plays. Okay. All right. Now let's look at it one more time. I want you to get to that secondary defender as quick as possible. Okay, there it is. Yeah, right there. That's good. Excellent. All right, now this drill we're going to do is, if we could back up again. I'm sorry. On this drill, I want you to go legal, 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 and then make your call. Okay, legal. She's legal, she's legal, she's legal, and there it is. Okay, one more time. This is just a drill, everybody. Okay. Here we go. Legal, legal, legal. Good. All right, now let's stop right there and just talk. Let's just talk a little bit. Okay, when you're in the lead position, just remember, you're accepting plays. You're not reacting to plays, you're accepting plays. So when you work the lead position, you have to be patient. You have to keep your weight on your back foot. By the way, all this is easier said than done. On breaks, you have to pick up the secondary defender as quick as possible, as she does. And at times you have to referee defender to defender. And then when you start getting this down, there's going to be 3 types of defenders that defend the basket. 1 is someone who takes a block charge, like in this situation. 2 is going to be a shot blocker. And 3 is going to be a rim protector. And a rim protector is basically someone who is vertical. And so when you start looking at tape, you want to start identifying the players in the game. Who are the ones that take charges? Who are the ones that block shots? Who are the ones that are rim protectors? And that has to help. It's going to help your basketball IQ. Just a point of interest, when I'm looking for an official for our program, the first thing I look at, are they coachable? Do they have a work ethic? And do they have a basketball IQ? Because if they have that basketball IQ, you can translate it into a basketball officiating IQ. Okay. So when you're in the lead, you got to stay on your back foot, be patient, and accept the play. Accept the play. Okay. And if you look at this play, our lead is very poised, and she sees the whole play. Excellent. She processes it really well. Okay. And then she makes her call. The other thing, when you're in the lead, if you look at me right now, don't keep your ear up in your face, because if you have your ear in your face, this is going to be hard, everybody. You probably never heard this before, but if you have your ear up in your face or in your cheeks, you're going to start anticipating calls. You're going to tense up. You're going to blow calls. So you want to keep your ear in your stomach. That's why you're going to lean on your back foot. And you're saying, well, how can I do this? Just like we're doing now, just practice it and practice it and practice it. Okay. So let's look at it one more time. Nice. Now, the other thing of this, on this play, okay, everybody at all levels, right, okay, has to work on dead ball officiating. That's from the NBA on down. So when the ball's dead, be alive. Now let's just keep on going, Julie. Okay, the officials, their dead ball officiating's okay, but it could be a lot better. Okay, watch players. make sure you always watch players on dead balls, because if you don't, you go, well, it never happens. It's going to be that one time there's going to be a problem, and you're not going to see what happened, especially in the high school game where you don't have replay and you don't have monitors. So your attention to detail actually has to be sharper. Okay. All right. Very good.
Ready for the next one?
Yeah.
All right.
On this play too, let's look at this from the beginning. Remember, we're going from trill to lead on this play. And he's got to find the last defender, the defender that can hurt him the most. There she is in the center of the lane. There she is. That's going to be, and really pretty good job. I mean, I would like to see him maybe sprint more and get there and be ready to accept. Okay. And let's look at this again. And he gets there. Good. Excellent. And remember, for National Federation now, we're not punching. It's just hand behind the head. This is an old tape, but that's okay. Okay. See our trill on this play, everybody? Or that's our C? Okay, don't. Okay.
I'm sorry. That's
okay.
my fault. Let me back
That's
up.
all right. Don't worry. That's okay.
There we go.
Okay, so our C on this play, okay, I'm just pointing this out. Okay, watch the C after the play's over. Okay, don't turn your back. Make sure you're watching all the players. When you walk down that floor, look over your shoulder, because you might have to help because he's reporting the foul. And the same with the trill. You know, you might want to stay there a little bit, and because we have a block charge play, and there's a lot of players on the floor. So watch when he reports the foul, everybody. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good by the C. All right. So now let's do our legal, illegal drill. All right, here we go. Again, he shows really nice effort and urgency. Okay. Here we go. Pass. Legal, 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 legal. Okay. Okay. I have her getting there before the player is airborne. Okay. But again, I'm really not worried about that. I'm just trying to start good habits. So let's watch it again. Here we go. Legal, legal, legal. Very good. Okay. Very good. Now let's just look at his report, since we're just talking basketball. And okay, let's look at his report. Good. I mean, we know we don't punch. Okay, I know Federate, he doesn't come to the reporting area. The only thing I'm watching in his report, and his state might have different mechanics. So for some states, like our state does. So if you want to, for our younger officials on, let's look at his hands. Okay, nice. See, my opinion, get your hands up near your eyebrows and you'll be able to pop, because it's just gonna make you look, it looks like you're exuding more confidence. To keep your hands down here, and he does a nice job with that. Good. And all he has to do is hand behind the head. All right. Now remember, this defender, how would you identify this defender? Well, this defender, she'll take charges in the game. And there's some defenders that actually can do all three, but if you start thinking like that, okay, this defender does this defender does that. The other thing I like about this play, our Trill really gets up the court and is ready to assist if he needs to. Okay, so there's a lot of good things for this clip. To the next one. Okay, so the other thing too I want to go over, let's back up.
Sure.
Anytime you're watching tape, pick up your clocks up because you want to start developing clock awareness. Okay, 4:16. Okay, 4:15. Same thing here. She's hustling. She's getting down. She wants to. Now, right here, don't worry about the ball. Worry about that defender. Worry about that defender because she's a little bit beat. That's going to happen. Our center, you have to be ready to assist. Okay. She's there, you know, and so be ready to find that defender. Find that defender. Here we go. Good. She's kind of stacked there. Opens up a little bit. Our C's got a great look. Good. And it's a nice block. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to show you a play calling guideline on this play. Let's talk about that. I know I'm going all over the place. So here she goes. She's going and get to that defender. Get to that defender. Here we go. Okay. Just remember this, everybody. It's not set in stone. It's just a guideline. Ball plus body usually equals no call. Body plus ball usually equals a foul. And this is a great example if we run it again. Okay, it's ball and then there's some body. Okay. The other thing, this is a principle called the lifting principle. Watch the defender's hand. See that right there? He's over the ball. He's at the hand or over the hand. See his hand? That's known as the lifting principle. So when you officiate defenders, when you're going from trill to lead, find the defender's hands because you usually find their hands. Because every time we talk about point of contact, you know, I've noticed everyone talks about point of contact on jump shots. There's point of contact on layups, and you can get hit here or hit there on layups, and those are foul as well. And there it is. It's a nice block. She gets there, shows good effort and urgency. You know, in a perfect world, she maybe might have pulled up to get an open view. Or the nice thing the C does on this play, he doesn't overreact. He gives her a chance to make the call, and actually, and this is a, you know, my opinion, a no call correct, and that's an example of the lifting principle. So there it is, block, okay, and so on. Okay. And it's good dead ball officiating. Look at that. You know, she's right there. He's right there. You know, just remember on hard play scenarios, or it could be hard foul or blocks like this, make sure one official gets to the player who possibly got fouled. The other one get the fouler, and the third official secure the perimeter. So we have good dead ball officiating, which is starting to become a lost art. So we started at 4:16 and now we're at 4:12. And do you play with the shot clock, Julie?
No.
Okay.
No.
So the shot clock, if it comes to your state, if you're dealing with the shot clock, just remember this. Always worry about the game clock. And this is what I mean by this. So we started our possession at 4:16, right? Right? And now the ball was blocked at 4:12. And if we look up and there's still 30 on the shot clock, we go, okay, very simple. We're going to take 4 seconds off. Okay. So always know, if a shot clock ever comes to your state, just first worry about your game clock, and then know when there's a change of possession, and then you can always do your math to correct your shot clock. Because if you go with the shot clock that first year, a lot of operators, they're going to struggle. Okay.
Very good.
Okay.
Yep. Next one.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay. So on this play, she stacked. Okay. All right. She stacked. That's where she wants to be. Now, when she's right there, okay, that's okay. That's okay. Let's get her to the correct spot. When she's right there, okay, she's going to do this on this play. She's going to sequence this play. Screen. There is no screen. She doesn't have to worry about that line. She's behind the line. Got that? And then she's got to go to this defender. Most officials that I'll watch, even in the G League, they always go to the shooter first. What ends up happening, they're just a second too late. Always get to that defender, because that defender can really hurt you. And watch the defender's hands. And you're going to say, well, it's so fast in the game. Well, guess what? We're going to watch tape and do drills, and we'll get faster. Okay. Now, I want to show you something else about this play. This is a very interesting play. If we could back up.
Sure.
Okay. Okay, stop right there. Stop right.
Oh.
So, okay, I'm sorry.
No,
That's okay. That's okay.
no, it's my fault. Sorry. Okay, stop
okay.
it where?
Okay, stop it right when the red player, not her, but the other one catches the ball.
Okay, right there.
No, not that one. When
Oh.
the one.
Oh,
Okay.
here.
Okay, so watch everybody. Now stop right there. Okay. You see the one who ends up shooting? Okay. She's going to go to a spot. Now, if you can do this is what we're working on in board 12 right now. And you just got to watch the game. If she comes here, guess what? She's probably going to shoot. Right when she goes there, Trill will go down where she should be. Okay. So let's see when she catches it. Let's see what she does. Okay, so see her hands? She's a shooter. Okay, this is hard to do. We were working on this in Las Vegas. We couldn't do it in Las Vegas, but we tried. This is for the summer league. We were trying to, when that play happened, because there's a play that you see a lot when someone dribbles and they dribble and then the shooter pops out and they get it right to him or her. And this is a similar play. And like, if the worst thing you can do, well, the worst thing you can do right now is just stand there. But if you can't anticipate getting down there, once she gets there, catches it, get down there. Get down there. So you could referee. So nothing happens on the play, but she's straight line, and she really can't. If there's a foul, she's not going to be able to see it. Okay. Okay, now let's back up this play because this is interesting. She's also going to have trouble getting to that spot. And I'll tell you why. See her stance? Her stance is a little bit neutral. Okay, if her stance is staggered, right over left or left over right, she'll be able to get there and she'll be in position and she'll have quicker eyes, believe it or not. But if you get into neutral stances, you're going to have slow feet and slow eyes. So the trill in the center, or the trill, you're always in attack mode. You're not in accept mode. You're in attack mode. In other words, you want to be ready to officiate jump shots, drives to the basket, pull up jump shots, moving shots, plays off the glass. But if you get on those stances, 9 out of 10 times, your first move will be take a step back. But if you're in the staggered stance, I call it the tennis stance, okay, or the shortstop second base stance, you'll be able to get that play, okay? And if you see it on yourself on tape, you don't, nothing to worry about. You say, okay, I know how to correct this, and I'll correct this quickly, and I can do it, okay? And that's just a great clip. If you ever do get stacked, you go, oh, I'm stacked or I'm straight line. The other thing you can do is maybe get some depth, but if you do, make sure you watch that defender. Okay, that can happen sometimes. You get surprised, or you go, oh wow, what are they doing? I'm, how can I get out of this, or so on. But the best thing to do is right when she's ready to catch is get down there and find that defender that can contest the play and find their hands, because you usually foul with your hands. Okay.
All right. Next one.
Yep. Okay. Now this play, if you watch her trill, he really has good footwork. His count could be a little sharper, but see he's nice, really nice. See, he's semi-staggered, very nice, very nice, very good there. Okay, nice. Okay, good. That's really nice. So, but our center got straight lined on this play. I know we're not talking about center today, but we'll talk about it. So here we go. Let's look at our center, because their trill's really good. And there's a lot we can talk about on this tape. I love this tape here, or this clip here, I'm sorry. So here we go. He's good. Okay, so now let's talk about this, because let's focus on the center. I'm sorry, Julie, I'm going all over the place.
You're good. You're good.
I really like this play. So let's go back. So I really like our trill on this play. The only thing I would say, when the player's dribbling, referee 70% defense and 30% offense. So even with your count, get on that defender. On the catches, go 70% offense and 30% defense, because you have to sequence traveling violations. Okay. Now look at the defender. Look at this. This is dangerous, everybody, because she didn't she has a decent angle, but she doesn't referee the defender. She should get the step. Watch your defender. Watch them. Go ahead. Oh, that's dangerous. That's a closeout. If she's a step down and finds the defender, everybody, that's a foul. Okay. In pro basketball, that's actually a flagrant foul run. It's called a closeout. It's a reckless play. Someone can actually get hurt. Don't call intentionals in that. No, you could in certain scenarios, but she does not get an angle in that play, and she never saw the play. Now watch this play. It's a 3-point shot. So let's do some sequencing on this. Okay, so if I'm in the center, I'm saying to myself, I think it's 32 or 22. I go, okay, I don't really have anybody, but he could be a potential screener. Okay, so we're going to go screen. There is no screen. I think it's a very light screen. Screen, line, he's behind defender. She never gets the defender. She's straight lined. And there's your foul. It's dangerous. You can break your ankle on that. Now, the other thing too with that is play calling guideline. If you jump off 1 foot like he does, you're a candidate to foul. And a lot of players would go, well, I'm vertical. You sometimes you see it, but you rarely see verticality in the 3-point area. Most of the time you see verticality, the majority of the time, I should say, is around the basket. Here, these closeouts are dangerous. We have to get these plays out of the high school game, okay? Because this leads to rough play. And look how it altered his shot really bad. I mean, that is not good defense. That's a foul. Comes, he almost takes his legs under him. Okay. All right. If you watch her drill now, very nice stance. Very nice stance. He's ready to officiate. Okay. And the center has a pretty good stance. She just doesn't really get ready to officiate the 3-point shot. And she kind of gets surprised by it. And that's all right. Okay. This is how you learn. Okay. Now watch this, everybody. Let's just swing the ball around in this scenario. Basketball. Okay. Let's start up from the beginning. Okay. When you're watching tape, basketball in the States, NBA, NCAA, Fed, youth ball, it's usually in your area, like he's refereeing a one-on-one game right now. Okay, stop right there, Julie. She's refereeing, well, she's actually refereeing a 3-on-3 game, and her lead is actually refereeing a one-on-one game. So just remember this, everybody. I know we play 5-on-5, but in your area, you're usually going to referee 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3. So a good thing to practice sometimes, if you can, referee some 3-on-3 games or referee some 2-on-2 games, because it will make you better for the trill position, the center position, the lead position. It's just for practice. Okay, so now we're going to run it. He's refereeing 1-on-1. And this is just, again, a little drill. Pass. He's getting down. He's refereeing 1-on-1. Now stop there, Julie. If we could go back. I'm sure I'm throwing a lot of stuff in. So right there, right when he gets down there, right? Okay, your sequence, when I said is 70% offense, 30% defense in this scenario. And those are just numbers so his sequence will be feet, pivot, release, dribble. And then he's going to go 70% defense, 30% offense. Right now it's 70% offense, 30% defense. If he starts a dribble, he's going to switch his eyes. Okay. So, because he's got to sequence this pivot on this pivot, maybe travel or legal. So now there's another pass to the corner. Okay, he's got to go feet, 70% offense again, 30% feet, pivot. Okay, we're okay. Good, just a drill, right? Now stop right. That's good, Julie. Now let's go to the pass. That's okay. Another thing I'm throwing in. See that, everyone? I don't call matchups competitive and non-competitive. Okay, let's back up to this. Because we're studying, we're trying to get better on this tape, all of us. Okay, see that right there? That is a passive matchup. See the post play? That's an engaged matchup. Okay, these are kind of active, you know, our screener and 55 and this player here, and the other one's not pitcher. So just for practice, I would divide my matchups into passive, active, and engaged. This one in the middle, the leads really got to focus on this because this could be dangerous. By the way, everybody, let's find our clocks just to create clock management. Okay, good. Oh, no, okay, so let's back up to that again when on the catch. See our center, she's off balance. Okay. Our lead, very well balanced. Our trill, very well balanced. Our center, in my opinion, if you get staggered, you'll stay on balance. You'll stay balanced, on balance. And she's got to be ready for maybe some cutters or a quick 3-point shot and referee weak side rebounding. Okay. All right, that's just a good clip, and you can start studying a lot of things with that. All right, let's go to the next one. All right. Now watch this play, everybody. He does a really good job. The thing that this official, watch this play. Let's go from the beginning. So watch the 3-point shot. Okay, he's pretty good, but don't start. Just stop and stay staggered. He gets down the floor. He sequences well. He finds the defender. He makes a nice charge call. The only thing I would say, just for development, don't get off balance and take a step back. Just stay staggered, because what you want to do on this. So here's another drill we're going to do. So he catches it, right? Let's go to the catch and the 3-point shot. Okay. Get to the defender. Find your point of contact. I call that aim small, miss small. There's your point of contact. See that hand? Then after you do that, you're going to go up, down. And then when that's good, go rebound and go. But you see, he's off balance. He gets down there. He does a great job recovering. So let's do it again. We want to get to our point of contact. It's a 3. There's no screen on ground. Their point of contact. Aim small, miss small. Up, down, rebound, go. So his footwork is a little off. He actually, if his left foot's in front, he just does a crossover step. If his right foot's in front, his right is going to have to just, he's going to do, it's like stealing a base or chasing a fly ball. I'm sorry, if his left foot's in front, it's just like stealing a base. If his right's in front, he's going to chasing a fly ball. And he does a great job recovering. Find your last defender. Find your last defender. Good. Nice. He finds them. Nice. So let's do it again. Let's find the last defender on this play, and then we'll go legal, and maybe it's illegal. We're finding the defender. Good. Here he goes. Legal, and nice. Okay, again, remember, everybody, we don't have the punch signal. Look at our clocks, 55.5 when he made the call. And our center does a nice job and does a nice job assisting. Now, let's just stop here for a second. Remember, when you go from trill to lead, show effort and urgency, find the last defender or the defender that can hurt you the most. It's going to be either one. And sometimes you're going to say, oh, I got the wrong defender. That's okay. And you don't get excited. Just go, okay, I can do this. Okay. But most officials that I watch, they're just running down the floor. Or sometimes they're looking at the ground, or they're looking blind. So here's a drill that you can do. Put yourself in the lead, get staggered, and you can pretend there's a clock. Just go to basketball and you go shot, rebound, secure, 5:22 on the clock, and go. In fact, in board 12, I take all the new officials and I go shot, first day, and I just see who can run from trill to lead, and I time them. Okay. Before we even go in the classroom, we do it and we do it and we do it and we do it. And then if you have a slow time, that's okay. find a hill near your house, you know, a street that's kind of hilly, and just run slowly up that hill looking over your shoulder. It's not easy. And then when you come on the floor, back on the floor, you're going to pick it up. Your speed's going to pick up. But the stance is very, very important. And we don't talk about stance as much in footwork, because these two positions, trill and center, it's like playing shortstop and second base. It's like playing tennis. You have to have the footwork, and a lot of times it's just an easy correction. So that's just a little drill you can do. So let's go to the next one. Okay. He does an excellent job getting up the floor, and he's got a very strong mechanics. The only thing that I would say, everybody, don't overrun the play, because you got to stay with him, and he gets it, but you got to be careful. See, if you overrun plays like that, and that's okay. He's showing great effort and urgency, getting up the floor. The only thing, sometimes if you overrun that play, you won't be able to sequence, because you lose your big picture mentality. And he does a really good job. Okay. I think if I were him, if he's critiquing himself, saying, no, I overran and I got it right, and I showed good hustle, but maybe I could just stay with back here a little bit longer. Okay, because I'll show you one thing. When he's coming up the floor on this play, this is what you want to start doing when going from lead to trill. When you go so stop right there. When you go from lead to trill, do the following. Find your clocks. Why? You're going to create clock management. Find your fouls. Ow, it's 0 to 0. Yeah, we're going to create that habit. It's 1 to 1. I understand that. Why are we finding our team fouls? We want to stay out of correctable error. Okay, right? I want to find the formulation of the defense. Right now, they're having trouble retreating. I want to find the formulation of the offense. They're spreading out. And then when I get into the front court, not overrun, I love the hustle. But once we get into the front court, here we go. I want to find the first primary defender, which there is none, okay, in my PCA. But what he does, it's good. He actually sequences. He said, okay, let me do something else. And he goes feet, pivot, release, travel. Very nice. So in this play, on the catch, he goes 70% offense, feet, pivot, right, good, very nice job. And then he has very good, strong mechanics, which is another lost art. Most officials that I see at the amateur level right now, they're not doing on a violation 4 things: stopping the clock, giving their signal, point. There are 4 parts and point. They usually do 2 or 3 out of bounds, 1, 2, 3, 4. Also, everyone, if you have a travel or an out of bounds or a palming, don't turn your back. And everyone says, well, that's an NBA thing. In any officiating, you don't turn your back. Never turn your back to the players. Never walk down the floor going to travel. Because remember, we want to have what? Good dead ball officiating at all levels. And dead ball officiating is a lost art. It really is. Okay. In fact, if you really want to get good on dead balls officiating, just have someone make an out of bounds call. And just like you're on a court or a playground, you make your out of bounds call and don't turn your back, and have someone just put up playing cards or just put up their fingers, and you have to pick up the numbers. And that way it will keep you focused. And it will just keep good habits, good habits, good habits. In fact, I do a lot of card drills with our G League, and their dead ball officiating was not very good. And right now, their dead ball officiating is phenomenal because just a habit of doing the card drills, playing card drills, or okay. So he does a very nice job. Hustle, just overruns it a little bit, but that's okay. Good job. Let's go to the next one.
I think that's it.
That's it? Okay.
That's it.
How are we doing on time?
And we have 15 minutes left.
Okay, so let's just go over some things. This is just review, everybody. Trill position, and I'm talking 3-person. Okay, in today's game, the trill position is a vital position when officiating 3-person at all levels of officiating. In this article, we explore positioning, specific plays, habits, and responsibilities of the trill. And I just want to make sure we're talking fed here, so the other stuff just ignore. Backcourt, no pressure. Make sure the ball's inbounded onto the floor before you come onto the floor. Have you ever, before the ball's inbounded, have you ever start walking up the floor? I have. And sometimes you can miss a throwing violation, or you can miss a travel like that or whatever. So make sure the ball is inbounded and then come onto the floor. Okay. Again, following habits, find your clocks, good clock management. Have awareness of your 10-second count. Since you don't have a shot clock, practice your counts. Okay. Find your team fouls. Why? We want to stay out of correctable error. So if you have a foul and it's number 5 and now it goes to number 6, it's out of bounds. Anytime, have you ever done this? You call a foul and it's a 17th foul and you're ready to put it out of bounds. Okay, that's not very good. If you have a foul and it's a 17, you should really be ready to know to go 1-on-1, or if it's the 10th, 2. So know your team fouls. Observe the formulation of the defense. I want to know what the defense is doing. Are they spreading out? Are they playing 3-2? Are they playing a 2-3? I want to see what the offense is doing. What are they spreading out? Do they have, or maybe they're going to go to one side, and be prepared to officiate the first primary defender in the front court in your primary coverage area. If there is none, okay, but I've gone through my checklist. It's very important to start creating habits at any level you work. Okay. Okay, backcourt press scenarios. Again, make sure the ball's inbound on the floor. Before you come onto the floor, again, I know sometimes I'm be repetitive. I'm going to find my clocks. I'm going to identify if there's a press, or this is a press. I'm sorry. Is it a zone press? Is it a man-to-man press? It's a trap. I got to pick that up right away. I have to have awareness on your 10-second count, and don't let anxiety set in. Who on this call has ever counted too fast in the backcourt? I have. Okay, so we know we'll have a visible count, and since it's visible, it's cognizant not to let anxiety set in. So be poised with your 10-second count. Okay, and sometimes when anxiety sets in, we're all human, we'll speed up our count. Start sideline oriented and then work to obtain your angles. This is 3-person. If the player's dribbling, officiate 70% defense and 30% offense. So we're going to start sideline oriented because it's going to, and by the way, that means we're going to hug the sideline? No, that's where we're starting. And then we're going to work on the floor to get our angles. If we go on the floor and then work back to the sideline, 9 out of 10 times, we're going to get straight line the way the game's played today at all levels. Okay. If a player catches the ball, officiate 70% offense and 30% defense. That's just a number, everybody, just where to look. Sequence, feet, pivot, release a dribble. If that's legal, then go back to officiating 70% defense and 30% offense. Now let's stop right there. You go, this 70-30, what is this? What are you doing? Well, you can practice this. You you go to a playground, and I encourage a lot of officials in my IBO board, go to a playground, get 3 of you. One catches the ball and just go feed, pivot, dribble, okay? And then start trying to trick the person who's watching, go feed, I lift my pivot foot and dribble. Or, I pivot, I step, and then I split travel. But just start practicing that in practice, just to get your eyes, just like taking batting practice. And then let's say I do it legal, okay? Then the defender can hold up fingers like just twos, and just find the defender's fingers. And now you're refereeing the defense. But we can talk about officiating, the defense, and sequencing all we want, but you got to go out and practice it on tape, and you got to go out and practice it slow. For example, if someone's having trouble pulling their head out as a hitter, or they're having trouble hitting a curveball, they're going to get in the batting cage and maybe hit the first 10 or 15 pitches, maybe to right field, to force to keep their head in. Okay, I was an ex-baseball manager, so I talk a lot about baseball, and I can relate to it officiating. So, but you got to just go out and practice this, in the gym or wherever. The next thing is, if an offensive player gets trapped, and there's a typo, everybody, observe where they can exit and take your eyes there. So if their exits are closed, okay, again, don't let anxiety set in. But if they can get to an exit, okay, a lot of times they might travel to get through that exit, or they could get hit. All right? Because traps are very hard to officiate it. Front court, stay sideline oriented, and then move onto the floor when necessary to obtain open angles. Remember, our goal is to get an open angle. And if you're straight lined or stacked, don't get excited. Say, I have to move. There's where the stances come in to get that open angle. Your starting or dependable position is at the 20-foot line. This is a guide. Go where you need to go to obtain open angle. Like the last clip, that official, one thing he did well, because when I did tape, sometimes we're too critical of officials. And yeah, maybe he didn't have good big picture mentality, but he got up the floor and he was ready to go back to know, he knew where to go next. Okay. And that was really good. Don't overrun or overwalk the play. Because you see, if you overrun or overwalk the play, you're going to lose your big picture mentality. You can't help on rebounds. You can't help on glass play. You can't really help on screens, back screens. You can basically just referee one play. In trap scenarios, observe where the offensive player can exit and take your eyes there. And that's the hardest one. Okay, I could never do that. I still can't do that. The little I officiate, I still can't do that. Usually when I referee in trap scenarios, I panic. So, but it's just something to practice. Front court, the drill now, always protect the backside of the lead. Make a position adjustments on the floor and officiate the defender pushing the offender from behind. So once A1 beats B1, referee all the defenders that are behind. Watch those pushes. When a player's holding the ball and begins to dribble, sequence feet, pivot, release a dribble, and then go to the defender's hands. Okay, so we went 70% offense, 30% defense, to 70% defense, 30% offense. That's just a number. And everyone, what are you doing? I'm just sequencing. I'm just taking it in order. And I've had some of my better officials go, oh, that's an NBA thing. No, sequencing means we're just doing it in the order of that's all it means. Just taking it in the order of occurrence, just to create good habits. So when officiating a dribbler, sequence the defender's hands and you can see the dribbler peripherally. A good way to practice this is sometimes I'll watch tape or watch games, and I'll just watch the defense. I'll go 100% defense. It's really hard because you always want to know where the ball is, but you can really learn a lot by just watching the defense. Okay. And sometimes if you referee slower games, you can go 100% defense once you get your eyes really fast. Okay. By the way, a good drill to do to speed up your eyes, watch tape fast forward. Now everyone's going really fast, and then go back and watch it in regular time, and everyone's going to look really slow. If you watch things really fast and go out and do a game, everyone is going to look really slow, and you have to be careful in doing that because your whistles could be so quick you don't give your partners a chance. So there are gives and takes on certain things. Plays in a drill, hand checking and forearm checking. By the way, in the amateur game, hand checking and forearm checking has to be cleaned up. In my state, I just told our officials, boy, play on the perimeter right now is like hand-to-hand combat. It's just like it's way too much. And I go, what's a hand check? And they go, oh, you know. I said, a hand check is stir, state hand, two hand, impede, reroute. Get these plays early. Officiate 70% defense and 30% offense. You have to clean this up early, because if you don't, it's going to lead to rough play. And by the way, everybody, high school basketball is very tough to officiate. I get infuriated when someone says, oh, high school games are easy. No, they're not. They're very tough to officiate, especially if you don't have a shot clock and, you know, they're running and and you really have to be in really good condition, you know, with that, especially if they're running like a Princeton offense and so on. So if you get hand checking, you also have to get traveling, because if you're just enforcing hand checking and not traveling, okay, it's an unfair advantage to the defense. So in this play, you need to officiate 70% offense and 30% defense. You need to sequence, feet, pivot, and release the dribble. And I keep on repeating that. Stir is S is for state hand, T is for two hand, I is for impede, R is for reroute. Okay. Palming on the perimeter. On this play, you need to officiate 70% offense, 30% defense. You need to sequence feet, pivot foot, and release a dribble and determine its legality. Everybody to get palming out of the game, because that palm, if they palm and that defender comes and they speed right by, that's a huge advantage. And if you get it early in the game, players will stop doing it. Okay, I know this is all easier said than done. And don't fall in the ploys. Like if you're doing a varsity game, you call a hand check and everyone goes, this is not a JV game. Don't fall for that ploy. Okay, because that's what it is a ploy, because they want to hand check. Okay, or if you're doing a college game and you call a hand check and you know, this is not a high school game. No, a hand check is a hand check. You know, I could still play defense if I could hand check, you know, so, you know, so get it out of your game. Illegal screens, getting sideline oriented on this play, and then adjust on the floor or not to officiate as many players as possible. Again, you will be usually be officiating a 2-on-2 game or a 3-on-3 game. Okay. But if you start on the floor, it's going to be tough to get the screens. By the way, everybody, you know, we were talking about screens yesterday, and just remember, when you talk about screens, it's a two-folded rule. You're screening stationary opponents and you're screening moving opponents, and the attributes change a little bit. So when you identify your screener, you got to say, oh, they're screening a stationary player, or are they screening a moving player? And I know you guys know the rule, but just something to think about. Post curls help with the inside defender when play is going to the, I'm sorry, it actually should be the outside defender. Help when the play is going to the CRS. I have S there because I do this for the G League officials. And officiate the backside defender when going to the lead. Pull up jump shots, anticipate the shot, and obtain an open angle and take your eyes to the point of contact. So like that play we saw with the trill, and she gets straight line. Right when she gets there, she's got to find point of contact. It's the one where the shooter was a closeout. Right when she gets that angle, she's got to go point of contact, then go up, down, rebound. Okay, so a lot of this is basically knowing where to look. My assistant interpreter goes, okay, we have to work on so, and I go, why? They don't know where to look yet. Okay, this is easy. Okay, and sometimes I'll have someone just getting in a shooting motion, and I said, just follow the playing card, and do it like 20 times. And everyone goes, this is crazy. And then when they get in the game, they go, I was getting them all right. I said, yeah, because you're creating repetition, Okay, placing a trill above ring play, stay in your stagger stance, stay attached to the sideline, and be ready to make position adjustments. Remember, we don't want to see, if you go on your back, if you start on your back foot, or you start going back, you're gonna be off balance, and you're gonna be surprised, and you could miss a goaltending basket interference or so on. Okay, and remember, in the trill, you're attacking. You want to have a panoramic view. Your responsibility is perimeter rebounding. Find your matchup and rule on illegal actions. Again, stay attached to the sideline, get in a stagger stance, and be ready to attack that basket. Some rebounding action, you have to be patient, and some you have to have an immediate whistle. Sometimes when someone gets a rebound, or so they go up and maybe there's a bump and there's really nothing there, okay, I'm going to be patient, I can go. But if that bump causes that rebounder to travel or lose the ball, okay, I have to have a slow whistle or a cage whistle or to adjudicate the play, versus an immediate whistle. I get rebound, I get hit, I got to get that right away, because usually if I miss the hit, an elbow is usually coming, and then we have a huge problem. So you just got to be aware of that. 3-second violations. I used to have 3-second violations. Don't anyone tell you that 3 seconds is not important. It cleans up post play, because you see, in any basketball, we want to have a free flowing game, freedom of movement. And if you get 3 seconds, if you can get them early, it'd be great. But just remember, when the ball is below the free throw line extended, identify players in the lane, and when the ball's out of your primary. So when the ball's below the free throw line extended, identify players in the lane when the ball's out of your primary, and have a panoramic view. And if you really get good at that, you can say, oh, 25's in there at 6:51. Okay, 25. Let me look at my clock. Oh, it's 6:48. Boom, 3 seconds. If you can do that or get to that point, that's really good. If you can't get there, something to work on. Okay, my mentor was Joe Forte. He would say, are you looking at your clocks for 3 seconds? I go, why? And he would say, because, maybe if it's more than 3 seconds, your count's accurate. And I go, what do you mean? You go, watch. Someone's in there, 6:41. Still in there, 6:40. Don't you think you should call 3 seconds? Okay. And it's just something to start working on, instead of going, okay, they're in there 3 seconds, and then we go back on tape and they were actually there for 2 seconds. Just something to work on. Or I'm not calling 3 seconds. I don't make that call. Yeah, you got to make that call, because we got to clean. We remember every game is about freedom of movement. Okay. All right. Plays in a trill, clock awareness. Always know what is on the game clock. Will help you correct shot clock mistakes. We went over that. 3-point shot attempts, sequence, screen, line, defender. When that is completed, officiate point of contact. When that is completed, take the defender and offender up and down. Once that is completed, go to your rebounding coverage. You go, I have to do all that? This is where eventually you want to get to. And by the way, most of the officials in the G League and a lot of NBA referees are still working on this. And there are a lot of officials who haven't mastered this yet, because a lot of times we referee and we react and they go, well, I can't do all this. Well, the way you're going to do it, you're going to practice it on tape really slow, and then it's going to become a habit. I know I had one of our top officials in Board 12 one day said, you know, every time this certain team, every time they take a 3-point shot, everyone's wide open. I said, yeah, because every screen they do is illegal. They just wipe everyone out. That's why. He goes, no way. I go, watch on tape. He goes, you were absolutely right. And he said, now I know what you're talking about, screen line defender. I said, yeah, you got to get the screen, because most 3-point shots, not all of them, a screener's involved. Okay. So except if the screen's illegal, boom, team control foul. Oh, screen's legal or no screen? Okay. Are they behind the line? Got it. Defender. Got it. Point of contact. Good. Up, down. We're good. Rebound. And you just build up doing it. And if you can only do one right now, it's okay. You can do one. Because if you get these out of order, and as Mark Wunderlich says, it's almost Mark Wunderlich is head of training for the NBA, and he's really focusing with everyone in the program with this concept. He says, if you get out of order, he goes, you might get some of them right, but you're not going to get all of them right. And that's what you want to do, is strive for excellence. Assist on weak side rebounding, right? You could assist because you have a great panoramic view. You're going to help with strong side rebounding. Have a cadence whistle also knows. In other words, give your lead and center a chance to make those calls. And if they don't, and it's a foul, I call it a strike right down the middle, not on the corners. Come and get it. Okay. You can't be quick and just start taking it before you give them a chance. And everyone goes, why? Because you're going to throw their timing off. And this is something we never talk about. If you throw your partner's timing off, you could mess the dynamics of the officiating crew, because they won't know when to make a call, or you're going to speed their whistle up, and they could start calling a lot of incidental contact because they're worried that you're going to come in. And that's why you got to really trust the system. And it's hard sometimes. And one gentleman I mentor, he watches so much tape that he doesn't give his partners a chance to referee. And I said, because he sees so many plays and his eyes are so fast, I said, you need to slow down. You've got to give them a chance. So just food for thought. Plays in the drill. Okay, drives to the basket on lee side. Be ready to officiate A to B contact. And what that means, the defender's not vertical. They're going into the defender's going into the offender. That's all that means. And everyone likes to use, oh, it's A to B. That's all that means. In other words, they're non-vertical. They're moving into the shooter. And guess what, everybody? A lot of times the lead can't see it. The lead can't see it. And, and they say, well, they're back. They can't see it. It's a lot of times. So you have to be ready to assist on that play, because you have the best angle. You need to talk about this one in pregame, because if I'm working lead and Julie, you and I are working, I said, hey, listen, be ready to come on those plays. You're not hurting my feelings, because I don't have a view on it. The other thing, a lot of officials on my board will go report the foul and go A to B contact. And guess what coaches go say? What is A to B contact? Don't say that. Say push, or it could be a block, but don't say A to B contact. Okay. And we don't have to worry about RA plays. All right. So Julie, I've been talking for a long time, and I know everyone's tired. So what time do we have?
It's 10 after 8. That wraps up the trail. So
So, the one that you did for the lead, you could give out to everybody.
Sure.
And if they have questions, they can call me up. By the way, everybody, I see TJ's on this call. And everybody, you have the best interpreter in IBO. You're very lucky. So TJ does a phenomenal job. And what I wanted to say is, they can ask me questions about, the fast break. But Julie, could you send me this PowerPoint, because you did it phenomenal. You did it so professional. It was excellent.
Yes, I can do that.
Thank you so much. Does anybody have any questions or whatever?
Feel free to unmute yourself and ask Al a question. Now's your chance.
Al, this is TJ. I got a question.
Yeah.
I was reading an article of yours the other day. You talked about the trail protecting the lead's backside. Can you tell us what that means?
Well, when A1 beats B1, I'm going to focus on B1 because he's going to defend from the backside. So
Okay.
a lot of times those plays are drives right down the middle. Now I'm going to get on the floor to get that position adjustment, to watch for that push in the back or that hit from behind, because a lot of
Okay.
times the lead can't see it because the lead's refereeing the front side of that play.
Okay. And a terminology you use a lot, I've heard you say a lot, of a cadence whistle. Can you describe what a cadence whistle is to
Cadence
people?
whistle, all of this, TJ, I'm going to give you a chance to make the call. Okay. In other words, all it is a late whistle. I'm going to give you a chance. You don't make it, right?
Yeah.
And it's a strike right down the middle, and we got to get this play. I'm coming to get it. I'm going to come to assist.
Okay, it's kind of the be late, be right, be needed.
Yeah.
Mentality. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. But just remember, everybody, when you use your cadence whistle, it's a strike right down the middle. And if you make a mistake, there's nothing wrong with that. But what you have to do when you make the mistake, say, boy, I didn't need that right there. Because our goal, everyone's goal as an official, is to strive for excellence and be our own worst critic, but not our own worst enemy. Very important.
I like that. Any other questions? All right. Well, thank you so much, Al. This was phenomenal. A lot of great stuff for us to unpack, and I'm glad that I recorded it because we can all go back and watch it again.
Okay, thanks for letting me come on.
All right. Have a great evening, everybody. Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it, Al. Thanks, Al.
Yeah.